everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it is going to be another drugstore foundation review. So you guys are probably wondering why I'm doing so many drugstore foundations, and that is because I really want to go through all drugstore foundations and do a final review on which ones are the best. That's why I'm doing these videos. So if you're not interested in seeing like just like, you know, one foundation review, then look out for a all drugstore review foundation, because I'm going to be doing that once I'm done with all these crazy drugstore foundations. Like, I know there are quite a few, but I'm hopefully going to do all of them. If you're interested in seeing my whole review on drugstore foundations and which ones are the best, then just look forward to seeing that in a month or probably a couple months or so, because like I said, I'm going to go through all these drugstore foundations, so it's going to take some time. But anyways, for today's video, it is going to be a review on Revlon's Age Defying drugstore foundation. So on the product, it says firming and lifting makeup, and it has an SPF of 15. I got the color 20 Tender Beige. Now I believe this foundation is good for aging skin, meaning it's going to give you a flawless, smooth texture. Now I kind of have that problem. I feel like my skin age faster for some reason, and if this works, it's going to be a miracle. I have tried this foundation in the past, and my first impression, I just remember my first impression back then was it looked really smooth. It made my skin look really smooth. I'm not sure what else I could remember, because it was a long time ago, and because the foundation that I used wasn't the right shade for me, I think I took it off or something. I'm not so sure. Now, even though I have tried this foundation once in the past, this is going to be like a first impression / review for me, because I don't necessarily remember the experience I had, other than I know it gave me a smooth texture. But other than that, like, I literally have no knowledge of what this foundation is going to do. So if you're interested in seeing how this works and if it's gonna work, then keep on watching. So my whole face is moisturized, but the right side has primer on it, and I just want to see how this foundation will work with or without primer and with moisturizer. I know I should have done one side of the face like naked, but I feel like my skin is so dry that I need moisturizer, so I applied moisturizer all over my face. But anyways, I hope that doesn't like necessarily affect the foundation. Now, I know a lot of people prefer pumps, but me personally, I don't really mind if it doesn't have a pump, as long as I could get the product, and that's totally fine with me. But you guys may be happy because this has a pump, so that is a good thing. I did 2 pumps, and it may be too light, but let's see if I can work with it. I'm just going to dot this around my face. So I feel like I may have pumped too much foundation, because I still have like a lot of foundation on my hand left. But that's okay, because today I want more of a medium to high coverage foundation. So hopefully, you know, this foundation does a good job at not caking and everything. I'm going to be using a brush to apply on, well, to blend out the foundation. Let's see how this goes. Blend it out quite well, and I could see this as a light coverage foundation. Nothing too extreme, I feel like. It's covering my red spots pretty good. It doesn't smell like anything, which is good as well. I know there are a few foundations that make smell like paint, which it's not bad, like I could stand it, but just having makeup that doesn't smell like anything is amazing. I feel like I need my beauty blender, but it's so dirty that I don't want to like show it on camera. Let's see, hopefully this brush works. So this is how the foundation looks with one layer. So far, I feel like the foundation is alright. Like I assumed, it is like a light coverage with one layer. Light to medium, I'll say, because it did cover up my red spots pretty good. And usually with brushes, they leave streaks. But, you know, with this foundation, did a pretty good job with the brush application. My face looks smooth, everything looks good. The foundation is a tad bit too light for my shade, but that's okay. I feel like once I contour and everything, it should be alright. I'd rather have a foundation that is too light than a foundation that's too dark, because I feel like I could work more with lighter foundations. So I'm just going to apply on another layer since I already pumped out like too much. I'm just going to dot this around specific areas that I feel like just need more coverage, which is around my cheeks. So this is 2 layers with foundation on. Surprisingly, you could see my red spots peeking through the foundation, but I'm not too bothered with that. Like, I could have color corrected, which I chose not to, but overall the foundation looks smooth and flawless. Around my nose area though, I'm not too impressed, just because like it looks like it's clinging to the dry spots. So as you guys can see, like it's clinging to these parts even with moisturizer and primer on. So as you guys can see from the close-up, it's clinging to the dry spots around my nose. But let's just see how it will work throughout the day. Now I'm going to let this set and finish the rest of my face makeup, and I will get back to you guys. Alright you guys, so I'm done with my face makeup, and this is how the foundation looks. The only thing I did was I set my under eye concealer with powder, and I did blush and contour, highlighter, and that was it. I didn't set my whole face because I want to see how this foundation wears with this hot weather, because it's pretty hot today and I'm knowing me sweating since I'm going to be doing some errands today. So I just want to see how this foundation will, you know, will become, because it's not set. The foundation doesn't, like, it has a little bit of a sticky feel to it, but not too extreme. It doesn't seem like it's gonna rub off anywhere as well, which is good. And so far I think the foundation's doing good. The only thing I am concerned about is my smile lines, because I can kind of see already that it's just gonna crease there pretty bad. I'm just gonna do a close-up so you guys can see. So talking about smile line, you can already see the lines forming as I'm talking right now. Like, I'm just gonna smile and see. Yeah, so you guys can kind of already see like the creases. I didn't set that part because, like I said, I want to see how the foundation wears. About the dry patches, I'm not too worried about the dry patches. Because I do get oily throughout the day, so you know, it's just gonna become like not as dry as it looks right now. I'm just worried about the creases. So I will be doing updates so you guys can have a follow-up of what is going on with the foundation. Right now it's currently 147. Yep, currently 147. I'll update throughout the day. Like I said, I will be running errands and it is a hot day, so we shall see how this foundation wears. Hi guys, so I'm back for my first update for today's foundation, and it is currently 4:36. There you go. 4:36 is, so it's been about like almost 4 hours ever since I've had this makeup on, and let me just do a close-up to see and evaluate this foundation. So looking close up, foundation wise, it doesn't look bad. My skin still looks smooth. It doesn't look oily or cakey at all. There are 2 things that I want to mention though. First of all, the creases around my mouth. My smile line have definitely defined over the past 3 hours. In my opinion, it's pretty bad, if you especially if you see me in person. You could definitely see the smile lines. Another thing I want to mention is it did oxidize. It looks a bit pink and a little bit darker compared to when I first applied on the foundation. But overall, like I said, the foundation looks great on my dry skin. Doesn't look, like I said, doesn't look too oily anywhere. Maybe a little bit shiny, a little like on my forehead and a little bit on my T-zone, but nothing too extreme that like that's gonna bother me. I'm just gonna do a close-up so you guys have an idea of what it looks like as of now. So this is how the foundation looks. Doesn't look different at all. But like I said, it's just the smile line that is totally more apparent now, and of course my lips looks dry, but don't mind that because I went eating. Oh yeah, and let me check the dry patches on my nose. I mean, it still looks the same to me. It's not bad or anything. It didn't get worse or it didn't get better as well. It's just still looks the same to me. Yes, so this is it for the first update. I'll get back and see maybe in the next 4 to 5 hours, so probably around like 8 to 10, I'll do another update for you guys so you guys can see how this foundation looks for the final review. Hi guys, so I am back for my last update on this foundation. It is currently 10:08. Focus, alright. So it's been about like 5 hours since the last time I have come on to show you guys the foundation, but I am back to show you guys how the foundation is after 5 hours since the last update. So I can see that the foundation is wearing off under my nose right here. I think it's because I was like scratching and I was eating and stuff, and like around my mouth area, like the foundation's gone, and the crease is still there around my smile line. I felt like it has gotten deeper and more defined, and the foundation have also gotten oily around like my forehead and my nose, but it's not something that is bothering me very much. My eyeshadow is of course falling but my nose, not bad. I just think the only thing about this foundation is it does sink into your fine lines. So if you have like any lines around your face that may crease throughout the day, this foundation is just going to sink into it and just define those lines. So I'll suggest putting a primer, a good primer to solve that problem, or just set it with a powder, which I didn't for this video. Other than that, everything looks great in my opinion. If you do have a problem with oily skin, I would suggest blotting with like the sheets that you could like probably pat on your face to take away the excess oil, or just simply powder up your face throughout the day. Today was a pretty hot day, so of course I was kind of sweating on my forehead. You know, my whole face is getting all hot and stuff, so I think that kind of explains the oiliness. But of course, like I said, if you have oily skin, then just powder up throughout the day or just blot it with paper. My skin looks nice, nothing bad. I feel like this foundation you could definitely wear for 8 hours max. I wouldn't say like more than 8 hours, just because it's just going to get super oily and maybe even cakey if you have dry skin. So in conclusion, there are two things bad about this foundation. First of all, it will sink into your fine lines, so when you apply on this foundation, just make sure you have a primer on or just powder up and set the foundation so it just won't sink in. Another thing is it will oxidize throughout the day, so maybe get a shade a little bit lighter than your skin tone. I mean, it wasn't that bad, it didn't go like super dark on me, but at the same time I did notice it oxidizing. So probably just get like your foundation like a teeny tad bit lighter, or just make sure you conceal really good, so once it oxidizes, it doesn't get super dark on your face that you got like a really bad tan on your face. And oh yeah, one more thing, this foundation I will say is good for normal to dry skin. Once you moisturize, it should be alright, but if you have oily skin, just make sure you powder throughout the day, just because I feel like this foundation is just going to get super oily for people who have oily skin. Alright you guys, so this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my review on the Revlon Age Defying foundation. If you did, don't forget to like this button and just comment down below what you guys liked or what you guys didn't like. And also look forward to my next video, which is going to be another foundation review. Like I said, I am going to be doing a lot of foundation reviews, so if you're not interested, then you don't necessarily have to watch them, but I will be doing an overall best drugstore foundation in the far future, maybe in a couple of months. So if you're interested in that, just make sure you are subscribed so you can see that video. And this is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.